Oh snap! We are back in full effect, y'all. Let me give a round of applause to everybody on the panel. Oh my gosh, y'all! Can y'all believe we are back again, all together, y'all? This is gonna be a pretty good exchange, hopefully tonight. We can have a pretty substantive conversation. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hash out the just the dynamics of relationships in general, but more specifically, whether or not it's beneficial to be with a woman who has, that has children in tow. It should be very fascinating. I definitely anticipate where the night is going to go. But nonetheless, guys, you guys got know I got to do some house maintenance. Hit that like bill, hit that like notification, bell, and all that good stuff. You guys already know. Make sure you are subscribed because YouTube is just doing a purge, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now, YouTube is purging people off the damn platform. So please make sure you still supporting your boy. I appreciate the love. And let me lastly give a shout out to the folks in the chat. I know it's gonna take a little second for people to get here. It's Tuesday night, guys. I get it. We just had a pretty strong Monday. I get it. Monday was kicking some of our asses, which it happens. Money Mondays. But it's Tuesday, guys. So let's wake up. We got Marlene in the chat. She says, let's see what she said. Marlene says, "Good evening, Neil. Those coming into the chat. Oh, and those coming into chat. I am here waiting with bells on to support your channel, Neil. We'll send out some shares to my friends. Hope they all join it. I appreciate that, Marlene. You are my day one. Marlene again did some sharing, even shared to Andrea. Word up to Queen B. What's up? Shout out to Queen B. Come on in, Andrea. Hope you do come stop by. Marlene again, I will probably not have much input on this topic as my children are grown and in their 40s. Oh, no, Marlene. You certainly will have some input. I am here to support you, though, Neil. Nonetheless, I appreciate that. Asha says, start up. Man, I'm starting, man. Relax, brother. Relax. Don't be shooting shots at your boy yet. We're just getting started.
Shut up.
No, he didn't say shut up. Chris Harris says this is going to be funny. Yeah, Chris, as long as you in the chat, man, this should be very entertaining, my friend. Let's see. Marlene again. Marlene, okay. Hello, good evening. Okay, that's what's up. Marlene, okay. So far we ain't got too many folks in here, but you know what I'm saying? It's going to get curracadacking pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so panelists, you guys go ahead and just briefly introduce yourselves to the newbies that may be jumping in the chat. Say a little something real quick. Make it brief.
JP.
Oh, starting with JP. Go ahead.
Fuck with me. FWM Podcast. Fuck with me. Back at it again.
Oh, shit.
Man,
it's on you, Miss Dez.
Hi, Miss Marlene, specifically. Hi, everybody. It's Dez. Desi DC should be shown there.
Hey, girl.
I hope you all have been having an extremely good week thus far. Y'all, we already in the middle of November.
I know. Where the hell this year go, man? Y'all remember when summers was just like so long? Man, it was just so long. It's like summer was like forever. Now it's like pew, and the winter just pew. Anyway, go ahead, Escobar. Say a little something. Man.
Yeah, it's your boy Escobar. Follow me on Instagram, Escobar_Sinatra. I'm just here.
Yes, sir. Oh no, man. You definitely add value to the platform, bro. I really appreciate you coming, man. Like I said, I didn't know you were coming. But I'm so glad that you came. So glad that you came. So Miss Dez, we're gonna wait for her to finish up her white peach, her peaches and cream and all that. But anyway, so tonight, as you guys already saw by the thumbnail, we're gonna be talking about stepfathers and the sort of the dynamics therein of being a stepfather. But Miss Dez, this is your topic, so I kind of want you to give me what was your angle when you thought about wanting to talk about this. Tell me where you coming from, and then I'll follow up with you.
Well, I guess from the last conversations that we've had in the podcast, I know that marriage was one of those topics that came up. So, as far as the ratio of men and women not getting married to each other or getting married, because I know that kids are a big part, and of course, having children was one of the primary issues. It just made me think about, my situation or my current situation as it involves the children. So I have a stepdad. My stepdad has been in my life for 30 years. He came into my life when I was 2, so and he's still married to my mother. I don't have a stepmom, but from a man's perspective, since having a woman that has, I guess, babies outside of their should be relationships, how do men feel about dating those women with kids that probably aren't theirs? I just want to know from a man's perspective.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, fellas, you heard that. So y'all got to come sharp on this one. All right, Escobar, I'm gonna let you follow up, and then JP, and then I'm gonna hit the last.
I would say it's definitely like pros and cons to both sides. I think we all can agree with the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So, I mean, you could look at things from that aspect, but dealing with, and it just depends on the woman in itself, because usually when they often play both roles, usually when a man try to implement himself into the arena, it's like it's more of a competitive thing because what she's so accustomed to at times, oftentimes when a man is able to step up to the plate, she kind of, it's like a bucking system, like, well, yeah, you could do this but you can't do this, when hey, I'm just basically showing either the boy how to be a better version, or become a man, or be an example for her daughter. So that's kind of like what my stance is. So I think it's definitely pros, but if you were just to start a family in general, with a lady who doesn't have any kids, I mean, I think it's pros to that as well. But as long as someone's playing a defining role in any kid's life, whether the person is with them or the person isn't in their life, I still think like it still takes that family unit, that community, which we were speaking about in the last podcast. That's very, very beneficial. So that's just my
All right,
stance on that.
appreciate that. Appreciate that. JP.
It's a gift and it's a curse. It's some
Oh snap.
it's some pros and there's some cons in it. I really think it's a special age range where it's good for, and when in a certain, once the kid is in a certain age range, I think anywhere from 1 to 3, maybe you don't really look at it like, okay, stepfather. I think maybe by that time, the daddy and the mother may already kind of really have out where they are within co-parenting, if they still together, if they still messing around, or is it done. But I think anywhere at the 9 to teenage years, it's hard. It's gonna be a struggle, especially when it's with boys, when you don't have that father, his father out, and he's had that many years with just the mother herself, or seeing the mother with men in and out, or however that she fluctuate with men. That's a big thing. And with daughters, with little girls, it's a definitely one thing where you got to be careful with mothers too, because every mind is always thinking, okay, this is new guy around a little girl. It's everything. Your eyes and ears are open at all times. So you kind of really tiptoe around a lot of things when you're courting that woman, dating that woman, and becoming to be one with her within a relationship. It's just hard, man. And I think either with after going into preteen years, I don't know. I just think that's pretty hard. Is it love? Everybody deserves love, but when it comes to being in a relationship, when you got a child involved, it's very sticky when it comes to trust and how that relationship goes. And that kid can really make or break your relationship. It's nothing about y'all two. That kid is going to affect whether that relationship works or not. So it's a gift
Word
and
up.
a curse.
Word up, word up, word up, word up. Okay, I appreciate all y'all sort of synopsis of what you think about the situation, the overarching theme of tonight's topic. However, I'm gonna have to disagree, adamantly disagree. And let me say why. Hold up, now hold up, wait a minute, now hold up. So look. I am a stepfather. I am a stepfather, right? What the question is when I thought about tonight's show is would I advise my counterpart, a younger peer, excuse me, a younger man that I would know, would I advise a younger man to get into a situation of playing the stepfather role? And I thought about that. And I thought hard about it, long and hard about it. And I was like, hell no. Stepdaddy season is over. Stepdaddy season is over, right? Because think about it. You are in a situation, right? You are in a scenario where you have full responsibility, zero authority. We're not talking about exceptions to the rule. We don't want to talk about the anomalies where okay, everything's working, everything's working pretty good and it's smooth, right? We're not talking about those situations. We're talking about the general premise. Why this situation virtually doesn't work. It's because that guy is putting himself in a predicament where he's incurring a liability. You are taking on someone else's child and investing your emotional time and resources in a child that will, in the end, disregard you. You won't get the credit. You will not get the credit. You will not get credit for. Listen, think about it. And I saw this little video today where this guy was talking about when people win the Grammys or win awards. You don't hear too many folks get up there and say, I thank God, I thank my mama, and I thank my stepdaddy. You just don't hear that.
No,
hell no.
That's not the cap.
You don't hear it. You don't hear it. You don't hear
That's
it.
not true. That's not true.
Listen,
I disagree.
Because I have a stepfather. I have a stepfather.
Okay.
And all praises go to him.
Mhm.
All praises go to him. I call him my father, my
But
dad.
JP, we talking about the general rule, bro, not the exceptions. You are the exception. We're talking about generally speaking. Do you typically see
so far? So if
two out of a vast swath of the population? Look, we all watch the Grammys, right? How many Grammys have you saw where people got up there on the podium and said, "I thank my stepdad"? How many times has that happened, to your knowledge? Zero.
Stop the cap.
But what about people? There are a lot of people who might not use the general term stepdad. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, I have two fathers," or "I have a father figure," or whatever. Just because that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot. You got two people on the panel.
Listen, let me go back to what I was saying. Look, it all comes back down to a man putting himself into a situation where he has 100% responsibility, zero authority. If that woman decides to leave that man at any given moment, whether it be, oh my gosh, you work too much, you don't pay me no attention, or, oh my gosh, you're not doing anything right, you're not providing adequately, whatever reason that she justifies leaving that situation, and that man has already established a relationship, a bond with that child, she can take that, she can pull a biological rank on his ass, meaning, no, Negro, you have zero rights to that child, and that's word up to your mother.
At what age are you saying that he has begun this bond with that child?
What do you mean? The age that he enters into that situation. It could be a child, a young baby. It could be a 4-year-old.
But the length of the relationship, are you talking about a 9-year relationship? Because it's no way that after 2 years that man, I don't care how much of a relationship that you love that child, that you have built a bond, but anywhere between 1 to 2.5 years, bro, that woman up and leave you and take that child, you don't feel nothing. Just be real. That's your stepchild. You even,
I don't know what you're talking about, JP.
You even said that just now. Like you in your mind, if everybody had that mindset, that was a stepfather or going into a stepfather situation, but they said, hey, I would try it. I give it a try. But if you're going into it with that mindset, bro, 1 or 2 years and she pick up and leave, you're not going to feel like, oh, he took the child. Oh my God, I don't have any rights. you're not gonna feel no type of way because you
Nah,
feel like
that's
shoot,
something further
I
down the
think
line.
I think you'll get over it.
you would get
Depending on
over
the
it.
type of bond that you
Y'all
have.
tripping.
You
Y'all
dodged
tripping.
the bullet. You dodged the bullet.
Hold on, let me hear
You
what
really
Escobar.
did.
Escobar, go ahead, brother.
Nah, I'm piggybacking off with JP. Like 2 years within the situation, like two calendars. Like you could kind of like walk away gracefully within the situation, but I mean, ultimately, I think it just depends on the individual. But I don't see too many men really kind of like trying to step into those roles like
Thank
that,
you.
man.
That's what it comes back to
But
what I
hold on, but
asked
wait, but
initially.
wait,
Well, thank
but
God
this
for
is what I'm saying.
stats because I have the stats here.
Hold on. Let me,
Oh snap! She got the
No, no, no.
stats.
But what I'm saying is I think is very beneficial because at the end of the day, it's definitely about the relationship between the man and the woman and definitely the kid. But realistically speaking, it kind of like just depends on the individuals within the situation. Like, because the women, like some of them
Escobar, would you advise your son to
hmm
get if he comes home with you? He says, "Hey, Dad, so I met this
hmm
girl. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's intelligent. She works. She has her own place. She's sufficient, self
hmm
reliant, but she has 3 kids. I really like her. What do you think? What you gonna advise?"
3 kids?
what
Why you gotta say
you make
three?
it so bad?
No,
Like,
stop it, stop it, stop it,
ain't
stop it
even
right
gonna
now.
lie.
Stop
Like
it,
if you
why you
stop
said
it.
gotta say
Y'all need to
what?
stop.
three,
Y'all need to stop.
You at
Y'all
the
need to
max.
stop.
You said
Yeah, I
three.
said
You
3.
already know what the
bro,
answer
Yeah,
is.
I ain't
because
gonna lie.
No, but let's just hear what he got to say
okay,
Uh,
about
2 kids. Okay,
No,
2 kids.
let's see what he got to say about 3 kids.
Go
What's
ahead,
his
go ahead, Escobar. What you gonna advise your son?
hey,
kids?
And
hey,
he wants to become a lawyer. He wants to go into a profession that's gonna reap him some benefits at
Listen
the
up,
end of his.
Escobar.
What would you
all right.
advise?
So this is what I say. I tell my son to really kind of like step back and really evaluate the
Damn.
situation. The only reason I say that, hold on, wait, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You do have dope women out there that has been placed in certain situations, whether it was ignorant decision making on the man's behalf or the woman's behalf. Stuff like that do happen as well. But 3 times, like it's kind of baby girl, I'm starting to think this is who you are. Like you could be a dope individual all the way across the board, but I'm starting to think this is your
But
thing. But
because
at the same,
you set him up, Neil,
he
because
I
kind
ain't
of
set him
did.
up.
You
after
did.
because
I
after,
gave you the reality of the
okay,
situation.
so
Right.
one time, okay, mistake. 2 times, all right, we got it. But 3 times, you have not learned from your mistakes, and now
At
you have
all.
now trying to find a simp or somebody that can get you out of this situation that you need help with. So you kind of set him
Bingo.
up rather than saying, "Hey, man, she had a child early." And or she had a child,
I'm
and
talking
And
about
this
the
is what I'm
reality of the
saying.
situation.
and I'm thinking
Right.
about going to law school, and she had
Some of these,
if she
listen,
had
listen,
one child, then I would sit here and be like, you know what? Hey, if you love a girl,
JP,
do something with it.
JP, look,
JP, I
look,
know
look.
damn well you
I
about
can
you about to tell him. Wait, hold on, wait. You about to say? Let me. Hey, finish your statement?
go
Bro,
ahead.
okay, so check it. One child, one
Mm-hmm.
child. I feel like depending on when she had that child, what age with one
Mm-hmm.
child, then you
Mm-hmm.
can consider it. But
Mm-hmm.
if she's 35 right now
All right,
with a
one child,
it with
one
a
child,
with a 15
one child.
with
Would
a
you advise your son
29.
to get with a woman that has one
Talk
child?
about
Let's do
recreational
that.
purposes only.
Smack. Oh
Hey,
my gosh,
yo,
Lee.
And that's what I and
Get
that's
Lee
what
out
I
the chat.
and
Get
before
Lee
you
out the
and
chat.
before,
Chat, you got it. You got it, bro.
and
You got it.
before
Go right now.
and before you stop me, that's where I was getting at. With 3 kids, bro, women will say, "Oh, when Neil says something like, oh, no, stepdaddy season over, nobody's really looking for no
Nope,
girl with
that's
kids."
done for.
They are because they're looking for women with kids as that door opener is saying, if you got 3 kids, you
Whoa,
are
whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. So you saying that basically what you're telling to me, what you are trying to convey to me is that men have to lower their standards.
no,
No, that's not
what
what
I
he's
was
saying.
saying was
He's
with 3 kids is a door opener as saying she is recreational purpose. All you can do
Okay.
is
How
say
about 2 kids? How about 2 kids?
two is doable.
two is
Oh,
doing
two is
But
doable.
three,
What if she got two baby daddies?
No.
What if she has two baby daddies?
Why does it
Then
have
you
to be
now
like
you
the worst
stepping
with
up.
you?
You
Like,
Oh
stepping
my
up.
gosh. Are y'all hold up? Y'all gonna do this all night? Y'all gonna mischaracterize what I'm saying is not the norm.
I'm not saying that.
I ain't
What's
No,
saying
because
that.
according to the stats,
not
these
the
women are getting blown out and got multiple baby daddies. And I'm telling you, it's some of the finest ones out there that got 2, 3,
What
Pookie, Tyrone, and Nug Nug.
Okay, so let
she
me
got the
okay, so
stats.
let me
Bring
read a
stats.
couple of stats. Okay,
Do it, girl.
coming from smartstepfamilies.com.
Oh
Okay.
And
God.
it is a reputable website.
Yeah, let me look that up.
It is an estimated 113.6 million Americans have a step relationship.
How much?
39%, 113.6 million
That's a lot.
Americans have a step relationship. 39% of whites have step relationships, 46 of Hispanic, and 60% of blacks have a step relationship.
60% out of a 30% marriage rate.
Do what?
That's kind of
60% of fathers out of
So
a 30% marriage rate. Black women are getting married at 30%. Black men are getting married at 33%. So 60% out of that number.
You can't argue the stats.
No, you're right. I'm actually substantiating what you're saying. You're saying
So-
out of. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying out of, because only 30% of black. Excuse me, I take that back. Correction. 26% of black women are getting married. 1 out of 4. And 33% of black men are married. So out of that proportion of demographic, only 60%. That's statistically insignificant. It's not a lot.
Neil, I got a question for you though. I got a question. So
60%?
if
It's not a lot, dear.
is it more of the circumstances for you, or is it more about the community of our people? That's the question I got.
I used to cling to this trope about it takes a village to raise a family. And then I thought about my neighbors when I stayed in the hood. I thought about my neighbors. Do I want to impute my neighbors' values onto my children? Hell no. Hell no. That's why I still maintain what I have always said, that the black community today is defunct. It no longer exists. There's no such thing as a black community. That is a farce of an idea. Now, what I think, do I believe that there's a culture? Yeah, I don't believe there's a culture there to some degree, but I believe that culture is just dysfunctional, to say the least. But there's no communal aspect between black people. There's no communal cohesion. There's nothing like that. That shit is a far gone conclusion.
Okay.
And I don't hold on to that fanciful idea. I don't hold on to it. I don't hold out for it. It's just, it doesn't exist. So I don't want to. So as far as a community aspect is raising my children, hell no, I don't want Pookeisha and Pookie to impute their values onto my children and raising my children. Hell no.
They're not the only people.
And that's word to my mother.
But they're not the only people in the community.
What you mean?
You have black people within the black community,
and they all move. What did Tupac say? I moved up out of the ghetto, so I ain't real now.
Well, he wasn't. Well, when he was saying that, he wasn't in the middle of a white community.
You can't reference Tupac.
I'm just saying, y'all, that
he
what he
wasn't
was
in the middle of a white community.
Okay, but what he was saying is that we all know, and we can't listen. We got to operate in reality. Is that most black people today are segregated in these sort of Section 8 affordable housing areas.
Okay,
and I'm talking about the lower demographic.
How many people on this chat or on this panel are living in Section 8 housing?
What you mean? Affordable housing. Listen, do you know that 41% of? Do you know that 40?
Hold on, no. We're gonna do our own stats. We got
we ain't about to make them no.
4 people on the panel right now. How many of the 4 people are on Section 8 food stamps? Any of that?
And who said we lose
Damn,
things?
Dale. No, 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 no,
Let's.
no. Let's not.
I'm just asking.
I'm just
How
saying.
many people right now on the
All
earth
listen, but listen.
are on food stamps
Even
for
if they
housing?
don't live in those areas, my argument still stands. Is that black people? There's no cohesion. There's no 1950s black community where we all left our houses doors open and allowed each other's kids to come in and out. That doesn't exist anymore.
But just because it don't exist, don't mean you can't still make it happen. We're just
Sure, if
in
you want to be
we're just
optimistic,
in more
but
modern
again,
times.
but it goes right back to where we stand today, and in the current
But
dating
see,
market. I think
can you at least agree that that's probably the reason why? Instead of fixing the problem, we're running away from it. And as you said, most people are not trying to say, you know what, this woman got 2 kids. I see she tries because everybody deserves love. Why
and,
not, as a man, step in and want to help
see
her
there, and
as
there
if
you
it were
go.
her,
There
as
you
if it
go.
were his.
Yep.
If you was a
Go
basketball
ahead and say it.
if you
Go
was a
ahead and say it.
basketball coach, Neil, I'm almost willing to guarantee you would mentor every single one of them if they needed it.
Well,
Those
that's
are
just
See,
not your kids, and you
see.
see them on a consistent basis, but you're willing to put the
I'm
work
not
in, even if it means.
investing my time, resources, nor my money on no damn buckethead ass badass kids. It ain't happening.
You just said that you was a step parent.
It doesn't matter. That's what I would do. Would I advise the next man to do that? Hell no. Hell no.
So you're
I think it's
advising
a
people to do something that you yourself would not even do.
yeah, because my situation is the exception to the rule. My situation,
Contradictory and crazy.
JP's situation does not matter.
Contradictory and just
No, no,
crazy.
no, 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 no. You need to listen to me carefully, dear. I'm making a distinction. My situation is the exception to the rule. JP's situation is an exception to the rule. He praises his stepfather.
So
I
when
know that I am.
situations are exception to the rule, then what? It's
I'm
not an
saying
exception.
I'm saying the majority of situations, women today, they don't really. It's a thankless job to be a stepfather. It is a thankless job.
That's not true.
That man is still required to meet his masculine burden of performance, while that woman, most of these chicks out here today with children, they don't even proposition these men properly. I'm talking about, so I'm 30 some years old. I got 2 kids, and I'm pretty masculine. I got a little attitude, but you gonna take me as I am. It's like, what the hell? Why would I take that when there's a beautifully young woman, docile, willing to submit and follow my program? Why would I want to, like, if I was talking to a younger man, I would say, clearly go for the option that's gonna give you less headache and less grief. I mean, come on, G.
I mean, I agree.
And they agree too. They just play hating.
I agree to a certain extent what you're saying, but I get, like I said, man, like when you said that she has all that with telling you take me as I am, and I always tell people, like, man, look at yourself and really evaluate,
Exactly.
can you
Would
really
you take
talk like
yourself?
that? Can you
Would you
talk
take
like that?
yourself?
That's
Y'all
why I
would
said it
say
comes.
y'all would take slapping cheeks, but you wouldn't take you would take the
Oh,
responsibility of
see.
smacking cheeks and anything that comes after that, but you're not willing.
But you again making a cardinal mistake of conflating sexual market value, relationship value with sexual value, attraction. It's
One
not
and
the
the
same.
same.
A man can compartmentalize the two. If he sees a chick and she's out there and she's flaunting her sexuality, oh, I want to beat them cakes. But if she's presenting herself as a dutiful potential wife or candidate, oh yeah, I'm gonna vet her out, get to know her, see
So
what her
she
mind
can't
like.
be a potential wife if she has 2 to 3 kids.
Oh, you tripping.
But,
Go ahead,
but
JP.
usually with that many kids, right? When you start to put yourself out on the market, you do you
Value.
act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You present yourself in a certain light. You know which ones are living like that and which ones that preserve themselves, and the ones that you would consider and be like, you know what, you wouldn't know how many kids they got until you really just sit down and talk. You'd be like, damn, you got 3, 4 kids. Oh, I didn't know.
JP, do you know that today There are 2 times as many women with children than there are with men that do not have children. Do you know that?
Say that one more time.
There are 2 times as many women, black women with children, than those men who don't have children.
I mean, that's always gonna be like that because
Oh, it's always going to be like that. So what's going to happen with the women that have the children? You are you proposing that
You're not going
men?
to be able to complain about that 7 below.
All right, man. Let me hear
Because if
you.
that's the case, none of them is getting into relationships. If the average woman right now has at least one child, then
Yeah, that's a
he's
damn
pretty much
shame.
going to be single for the rest of his life.
Who
Is what you're saying.
the man or the woman?
The man.
No,
Because if
the man
he's
has.
not dating this woman who has anywhere from 1 to 3 or
Well, the thing about it is what typically women bring to the table is really immutable characteristics. Essentially, it's things that mostly the majority of women possess. And what I mean is, well, they could potentially possess because men don't ask for much in relationships. All we ask for is that you are not a slut, and that you are relatively young and that you're fertile. And if I am a man that doesn't have children, I would love to have you sire my children, and I would love for you to be able to follow my program and acclimate to my system, to follow my lead as a man. So men don't ask for much. Women are the ones with the 100 criteria list. Y'all the ones want everything. We don't.
With 3 kids, there's no question that the fertilization.
No. Just in women in general.
No, she fertile. I like with 3 kids. Then
No. Hell no. Because that's no. You picking up and playing somebody's. You picking up and playing somebody's game.
Bury your bone in that and think that you won't come out successful because you wonder if she fertile. You can tell with the 3 kids and the gap between how far apart they are. That is no question. Now, the question of if she's fertile or not is the one that does not have one, or the one that has one, and when has the last time that she's had one before that? You know what I'm saying? Or after that. If that child is 8, 9 years old, it's been a long time since that thing was popping. So you may not. Hey, have you had some issues?
Let me hear
that time.
Let me hear Escobar. Go ahead, man. I don't want to be drowning you out, but go ahead, bro.
Nah, you good. I'm just sitting up here listening. I mean, for the most part, I got, like I said again, I'm gonna piggyback off my bro JP with it.
JP.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with a age gap. You dig what I'm saying? And I mean, truth be told, like I said, to answer your question earlier, man, like sometimes it has to be a level of accountability when it comes down to women and their decision making and who they choose to have kids with. I don't give a fuck if you got 3 kids, 4 kids, if you got 2 kids, whatever it is, you got to really kind of sit back and like, yo, am I making the best decision, or I'm just making the decision because it's right here in the moment and this is what I really want, and not really thinking about the aftermath. You got to think about the aftermath of your actions. You do. But even in the midst of that, you know what I mean, I'm still not saying or negating the fact that that kid still needs a father figure in their life.
All I'm saying
Everybody, hold on,
women.
let me finish.
Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, like, yes, women do need to be held accountable, and yes, even the men who actually is entering that woman should be held accountable for their actions, because you got a lot of men out there who don't really step up to the plate as much as they should when it come down with the kids, whether it's the broken relationship that's happening with the woman, or they just like, man, screw it, I'm gonna just go have me another kid, because you got cats out there that's just like that. But what I'm saying is that it definitely still takes two. But if one is not doing a job, I don't think that kid should go without, man, because you never know who that kid is. That kid could be the next president. He could be the next anything. And it's like, with the lack of guidance, oftentimes, even within our community, because of the mindset, that's the downfall, bro. Like,
He
that's
would
where
not become the first president or the next Michael Jordan without a male leadership.
Bingo. That's all I'm saying.
If you don't come in and step in under his mama tutelage, unless he got a good backstory.
What is wrong with y'all? See, this is the problem. They have convinced.
But see, that's the problem.
It's not happening. Just because it's not happening in a positive way a higher percent of the time, it doesn't mean that you should stop the duty of doing it.
I'm saying This is some bullshit ass propaganda. Excuse my language, y'all in the chat. This is some bullshit propaganda.
No,
Men
this is
are have to be convinced. Hold up, they have to convince men to help that woman optimize on her mating strategy because she fell short because you didn't do the one thing that was within your control and preserve your value and preserve your womb. Now you must send some simp white knight in to save you. Are you freaking kidding me? What are we talking about here? Let me ask y'all a question. Hold up, real talk. Let me ask all y'all a question. How is a single mother's child an asset to you?
It would be an asset.
An asset to you. Another man's child, an asset to you, brother.
Yeah, I would say like it. Like I said, it's just circumstantial, because you never know. Like I said again, one of my mentors, to be completely honest with you, he's in a situation like that, and he's helping his wife raise 4 kids. He just put one in college, and she got 2 or 3 other daughters. But the example that he's leaving with them is a certain standard that some people are literally negating. Like, man, I don't want to step up to the plate. But if they could see with actually what he's doing and implement that when it comes down to dating just in general, they'll be like, well, shit, if he's not meeting that standard, that if he's not where he is, that's not the type of guy for me. And that's where the community building starts. It has to start somewhere. Whether someone is stepping up to the plate and being a stepfather is not considered a simp to me. That's just being a man, whether you being a man to this woman over here or you being a man to this woman over here. At the end of the day, if you're setting an example and setting a standard to be met within the black community, that what you said is not really there anymore, it gotta start somewhere, bro. Nearly gotta start somewhere. Bro.
Y'all tripping. All y'all tripping. I'm so sad hearing what y'all saying right now.
The credit that you're looking for raising a stepchild, Neil, in all realization, you're not even going to get that with your biological child, because first and foremost, it's all about the mother.
Doesn't matter. It's my blood. Doesn't matter. It's my blood. Okay, well, how about this? Let's just keep it all the way real. Let me ask you, Miss Dez, if you found a man, this guy checks out all the boxes, right? This guy is confident, he's secure, he's financially settled, established, right? Ideal guy that you like, attractive, all that. He wants to marry you. He wants to adopt your children. Would you let that man discipline your child?
Yes.
I mean, whoop that ass.
No.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Why?
There we go. 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 There we go.
No, but no.
Now y'all see. She just gave y'all the truth.
When I view discipline, for me,
it ain't about you. See, you can put that's biological rank. You pulling biological rank.
Explain what I'm saying to you. My stepdad never hit me. There are more than one way to discipline a child. That's how I feel. There are more than one ways to discipline a child. Now, I'm not saying that as a man, he's not going to be respected, because you best believe if I'm dealing with him, my child is going to show him a high level of respect. And my child, if parented appropriately, my child wouldn't need the type of discipline that would subject them to an ass whooping. I've never in 13 years had to hit my child. So discipline can be on multiple platforms.
Okay, but Desiree,
okay,
but you're making the mistake that JP did earlier. You're attributing tonight's conversation to your child and your situation. We're talking about generally speaking. There's these buckethead ass, badass little baby kids running around, and they ain't got no structure, no discipline. They ain't had no man around.
But you're not talking about the typical kid.
Oh, yes, I am. Y'all been to Walmart lately? Have y'all been to Walmart?
Neil, have you had to beat your stepchild?
JP know what I'm talking about. He just simping, man. I'm tired.
Stop the cap.
Neil, have you had to whoop your stepchild?
I don't matter. I am the exception. JP's the exception. You are the exception. But we talking about We're talking about all these women out here. We're
Answer
talking
the
about
question.
what we're
Have
talking
you
about.
ever
Oh my
had
goodness.
have you ever had to physically discipline your stepchild? Since
So
you
let
feel
me
that
answer that let me answer that question. So
answer it.
since we making this about me, and I told you I am irrelevant in the situation because I am
No,
the
you're
exception.
not irrelevant if
I
you're
am irrelevant because I am the exception. My situation doesn't matter to the average black woman with a kid that's freaking have behavioral problems and needs an IEP in school and can't function in class because he's easily distracted. We're talking about that. Look at the stats, Escobar. These children are having behavioral issues because their mothers don't know how to implement discipline or structure, which is, ideally supposed to be in the position for a man to do. But nonetheless, my situation. I'll go ahead. You want to say something?
Is it all right? So depending on the child,
Oh,
I would
mama,
say
you a
this.
hater.
Who?
That's my
Oh, you
mom.
about
She a
to talk?
hater.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, I would say it depends on the child because depending on the circumstance, if the child is having issues in school and things like that, maybe it could be like a psychological issue where you don't fully know how to express yourself outside of possibly getting upset and getting mad because they're kids, so of course they're gonna have behavior issues. If every other minute, when I'm talking to you, hey, don't talk back. So you basically putting a muzzle over a kid's mouth, and you
Which
expecting this
women
kid
do
to
because they lack patience.
true, but that's where
Thank
a
you.
man actually is able to step up to the plate and actually give that guidance. But if men
Yeah,
are
but
not
who's going to
stepping
step
up to
into
the
that
plate,
role though? Why not? Because it's not attractive and it's not a benefit. It's a liability. That's what I'm trying. That's my whole point.
Be a liability because you make it that way.
What?
You can go in that woman's life, change her life as well as the kids. Like all these kids are not out here bad. And if kids don't come out the womb 30 and educated, Neil, and if they don't have proper guidance, how do you expect them to straighten up and fly right by the time they 15? That's
without
why
helping them.
mothers.
Is that my job to come in and situate and civilize a child that's not mine? Yes or no?
What?
Is it my job if I am a man with 0 kids? And is it my job, my obligation to come in and civilize a child that is not mine?
No,
Thank you. Oh my
it's
gosh.
not. However, that don't mean that it's morally you shouldn't do it for the welfare of a child that may really need it, Neil.
I understand all
Everything
that.
is not
You can be an
black and
advocate.
white.
You can be an advocate for the community. You can be a coach. You can be a community.
You sound like you against even doing that. I asked
I'm
you
not.
that.
I'm totally all for that. That's great to have masculine male role models out in the community,
So all of them kids that's
so-called
out there
community.
playing football is genuine good little kids that
Yeah, but
no.
they're not coming home. They're not coming home to no badass baby kids and smashing the cheeks of their mama.
So let me ask you this.
What?
So is this
Smashing their cheeks?
predicated
And
to
that's
a
word to
man?
my mama.
So is this predicated to a man who has no kids and going into a stepfather role, or does this still apply to a male that has 1 to 3 kids and then you still advocating for him?
Well, what? Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Really good question, JP. So let's go back down to the dating marketplace. What do men want and what do women want? Well, attraction, fortunately, is asymmetrical. What women want in men is not exact necessarily what men want in women. Women seek security, they seek provision, they seek a provider, a protector. Oh, I am a man. I don't need those things in a woman. I seek a woman that's willing to be submissive, a woman that's willing to get on my program, a woman that's fertile, a woman that's youthful, beautiful. I don't seek all the necessary traits that she seeks in me. So the question is, what about that woman is going to attract me to her if she's already in a deficit by having a kid, 2-3 kids at sometimes in some cases by Pookie and Tyrone. So you mean to tell me I'm about to jump in that situation and try to adjudicate that situation because she messed up and she left her baby daddy? How's that sound? And if that is the case, I'm not even trying to shame. I'm not even trying to shame single mom. All I'm saying is,
Why do you hate women so much?
oh, there she. See, I knew she was gonna do it.
So
Shots fired. There she go.
Why
Okay,
do
that's
you hate women? Because to me,
listen. That's a shaming. No, I don't hate women. All I'm saying is, if if women are in that predicament where they have a child, women, they should be how they should be marketing themselves. A woman with a child, they should be bringing something extraordinary to the table. Something extraordinary to where they stand out, because they already know they are at a deficit, and if another man has to take on another man's child, basically pick up and play another man's saved game, then she should be bringing X, Y, Z, etc. to the table. So my thing is,
like what? Like what?
well,
I'm just curious,
what do you think? What is it that men want from women? Let's start there. What do you think men desire from women? I kind of gave you some.
I'm just trying to figure
See,
out.
that's the problem. I can tell you what you want.
Gave me a list of the things that you needed. Okay, to me,
Yep.
that's pretty basic. What is more?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many women don't meet that basic list.
Listen, what could she possibly do? I need an example. What could she possibly do other than
allow that man to discipline that child? Allow that man to discipline that child when he needs to.
What you did,
we can start there.
What you said, the options that you said are what men want. That's a standard for men. That's a standard. That should come automatic. So what more needs to take place other than the things that you just named, being submissive, all this and that? That's what you want off the break. So what more needs to be done is what I'm asking.
The women that he's describing is hood boogers. So they ain't
not.
That, though.
I promise you, I'm not. Even the most educated. No. Chris,
I ain't met.
That's a damn shame.
Hood booger that kids. That's the one.
JP, 80% of women are listen, 80% of women are leaving relationships and initiating divorces, right? That number goes up to 90% if that woman's educated. So I'm not just subscribing this to hood boogers. I'm talking about the full cohort of modern feminist women today who have that feminist mindset where they are equal to the man, and just because she has kids, that shouldn't matter. He should be glad and thankful that she even gave him her time. And I promise you, I'm speaking to that entitlement out there that a lot of women have today, where they feel like that man should feel blessed to be in her presence.
But you should not be.
I think
that's bullshit.
No, I think, but JP, I think what Neil is saying is like
talk to him.
Women should be kind of like held accountable more for their actions for the most part, because it's like they stress about equality all the time.
Thank you.
But yet it's like the level of equality, it's like they move the goalposts constantly. I want the same thing as a man. I could do this. Prime example, me and you, we drive trucks. How often do we see them women sitting up there? They could drive the truck, but how often do you see them struggling with closing them doors?
Yep, there you go.
The men gonna come over and try to help them.
Exactly.
And I sit right in my truck and watch them.
I do too. But the point I'm trying to say,
hey, you want to work here? Nah,
you gotta do. But
they need to admit that they're not equal.
Neil is doing the same exact thing when it comes down to that, and it's like that's what him and Dez, that's why they keep bumping heads at, because they're communicating the same thing, but it's like he's doing stuff, he's saying stuff that's sparking her.
But that's different though.
A woman with a child has to lower her. Go ahead.
You can't conflate the two, because what we arguing about, what you're talking about is women infiltrating our system and getting into a career path that they know they shouldn't be in. They know good and well, because equality. But what they're bumping heads about is not because you're going to sit here and say, they're saying, oh, men can do this. Oh, men have multiple baby mamas. So what we're going to do, we're going to have multiple baby daddies, have a whole bunch of kids. That's not the same thing.
No,
that's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what he's saying.
You're missing the mark, bro.
It's not the same thing, though.
No, what he's saying is like what we saying is, all right, prime example. With the truck thing, we're gonna bring it back to the truck thing. the same way you went and took that CDL test and got that license and everything like that, you should be held accountable for knowing how to chalk them tires,
Yeah, right.
check for the lights. You should be knowing how to held accountable for opening up the
Yep.
doors, closing the doors, and
And you
everything
should
like
be
that
held
because it's
accountable for having a
all a
child. I
part
will
of the
lie.
job. So
Yep.
even with the child, I'm not saying, and like I said again, I'm not changing my stance. I still think a man should be playing a role in that kid's life. I'm saying it, but
No.
all I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to bring clarity to both of them because it's like they bumping heads. But what she's saying is, she's saying one thing, and he's saying almost the same thing to an
Listen,
extent.
let me
The
cancel
only
out
thing
what she
is,
talking about,
I think
man.
but
he's
hold on,
contradicting himself.
I'm certainly not
me,
because listen, a
me
man
or
is
him?
not going
No,
to
no,
Hold on.
not
expect,
you, Neil.
but Des, a man is not going to expect the same level of financial responsibility of a woman that woman would expect from that man.
Neil,
And you got
that's
to think
why
about
I
the
asked
value that a
you,
man brings to a woman's
what
life.
more does she have to bring to the table other than what you've already stated, which is standard?
I tell you the most challenging thing that black women face today, and this is going to answer your question. That what more question you asked me? Shut your goddamn mouth and let me lead. Shut your damn mouth. I got this.
It's
How
the
about
verbiage,
that?
brother.
We can
It's the
start
verbiage,
there.
brother.
What's
Brother, the
next?
verbiage.
No, 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 no,
The
no. That's
verbiage.
a big
She
one.
gonna leave.
Attitude, attitude,
She gonna
attitude,
leave.
attitude. That's the name number one thing that black men, all men have their grievances towards for women is that they don't know how to shut their mouth, let that man lead the ship. Shut your mouth. This child is acting out of character. He's acting he's freaking wild and wilding out and can't behave himself. I got this. Let me handle this.
So Neil, do you think if a
We can start
man,
there.
if do you think if a man is actually stepping up to the plate, doing his job and doing what he need to do you think that woman's going to submit, or do you think it
I think
has
no,
to
hell no,
be?
they won't. No,
But
she
bro,
thinks she's
I
equal.
think, dude, but
doing
She
and I
think
think,
time.
it is a blessing.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna say. Yes, it depends on the woman that you pick. Everybody like what they like. But if you running into those issues and those instances, any man that's on this chat or any woman, if you running into that, then I think you need to kind of like sit back and examine yourself to see exactly what type of decision and person you getting yourself involved with. That's just my honest opinion
A
about it.
single mom. Mother. I'm
But
generalizing again, so
but you
don't.
got but this is the thing, like I said, you have dope
It's
women out there,
amazing to me.
bro, that
It's
that that that
amazing to me. It's amazing to me that our ancestors knew exactly what they were talking about when they instituted these rules in the first place. When they shamed single moms, they shamed all this crap that's just absolutely tolerated today. They knew what they were doing. Now we got this
I
open
agree.
border policy where it's like, well, it's okay. She made a mistake. Give her some grace. My thing is, I'm all for the grace. Don't you dare don't you dare try to encroach on my territory or my position as a man. If I am going to lead you and be your authority of this family, of this household, you shut your mouth, you follow my program. This how we gonna run it. And if that child
I
acting out
don't
of
think she
character,
gonna.
I'm gonna slap him upside his head. And that's word to my own
But
mama.
If
what?
if
So
that's your approach, I don't think she gonna follow that. But
Well,
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna
being
be as
honest.
I'm not
and, and
I'm not I'm just speaking. I'm just being assertive right now
It
for
just,
because this
real,
I
is
get
for
you.
real, for real.
I get you.
And it's crazy that you even just playing around like that. But
and
but
look at him.
it's some truth to every joke, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
some
Oh.
and
it's
I
some
was
truth to
sure
every
about to
joke.
say that
And
Oh
and
yeah, no, I'm I'm
my question
100% serious,
and my question is
sincere.
this: at what point in that child's life, and what part of this, and what part in the relationship are y'all at where you feel like, hey, this child is out of hand to where I need to put my hands on? Because again, what age is this child? And at what point in your relationship that there isn't
Well,
a
children typically identify with their mother,
there's some
so
comfortability that you can't discipline that child, because at some point in time, bro, you seeing that in your relationship with this woman, you have visually seen in the courting stage that her child is out of control. Because
no, most women do not allow a man to meet her child until she is sure that this is the man she wants to be with. Is that right, Des?
nah,
The smart ones
That's
do.
not always.
Okay, so the smart ones. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking
But
about.
the smart one kids are not out of line.
Okay, Chris. I'm
Bingo.
not Chris.
The
JP.
ones who don't mind
JP.
you
JP.
playing with kids, those are the ones who hood boogers that you're gonna have to worry about that they got that
JP.
What?
JP, okay, listen, I only brought up the IEP and the behavioral disorder thing as an extreme example. We talking about just general household dynamics. If the child is not cleaning up his room, if the child is not doing his homework, things like that everyday people face. If that man has to intercede and have to, and most of the time, let's be honest, women coddle children, men institute discipline. Women are the nurturers, men are the disciplinarians.
That might be the case, Neil.
So
but
when a man has to
there
insert
are
himself into that,
different ways to
and so if a man
discipline
has to,
child, you don't have to beat the shit. And see,
and nobody's, I'm not saying that, Des. I'm just saying if that man has to be assertive.
I know. What I'm saying is
want
you
to
can
space
be
it,
assertive without being physical. Like you can be
See,
assertive without
you already
being
got a problem. See,
And
it's
my
women
thing
that
is, like I said,
wanna space
if I have a man that comes into my life, he is going to have a level of authority over my child because at this point it's not just my child anymore. He doesn't have.
You can pull a biological rank the moment he said he about to whoop that child's ass, and you know
But
that.
the thing
You would
is,
tell him,
if he's a
hell
healthy
no.
man, he wouldn't go about it that way in the first place.
No, hell no,
Okay,
no.
so
It's
Des, I got a
see.
question for you, right? I got a question for you. So, what if, what if it goes beyond the proper communication levels? If I'm actually, and I'm just being devil's advocate right here. Say for instance, all right, boom, you got
Devil's advocate,
you're a
my
kid.
ass.
Well, God's advocate. Anyway, if you in a situation, right, and I was your guy, and me and you we having a conversation, and you be like, you need to go talk to him, and then once I go talk to him, and it goes beyond talking, and it's like he start over talking, and then the kids start getting out of line and things of that nature. Like, at what point in time, from your perspective, should discipline actually come into play? If we
See, I don't know.
if we don't ran out of communication, as far as like I done sat down
That's
with
the
him,
difference
I done
between men
talked
and
to
women.
him, I done done everything up under the sun that, in my honest opinion, would be the best way. Actually, giving him different examples and things of that nature that would actually benefit him and show him, giving him examples. At what point in time, in your opinion, should the discipline come into play?
Hold on, time out. Bro, at what point in this relationship that she feels comfortable to ask you to go talk to her child and not thinking that if it does go left, that you don't have the ranks to handle what you got going on? If she's comfortable,
JP, let her answer the question, bro.
I'm asking
Oh
about,
no, he got his cape on tonight.
I'm
Don't worry
asking
about
about
No,
that.
anybody
he
because
ain't
I'm
got his cape on.
confused. I'm just
Mhm.
confused about where y'all going at with this. That anybody that would just be able to just willy-nilly just go talk to the given ranks to go talk to their kids when they
No,
don't
no, I
have that
get
relationship or that trust. I'm
no,
not
but what
understanding that.
no, what I'm just asking a general question because it hasn't really been asked. Because like, if you pay attention to both how they both been communicating, she would ask a question and he may answer it, but the way he may answer it, it would be kind of like a gray area. So, but he never asked her a question, and she made a comment
Oh,
as
I did
far as
ask
with
her
the
a
whole
question.
discipline.
She ain't answered
She
none of
she
my questions.
she made a comment as far as like the whole discipline thing, but I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let me ask this question to see exactly what her viewpoint is on the situation, so everybody could be on the same page. Because we could go back and forth all day, but if the
Listen,
plane never land,
this
then
is
it
where
never
I think
lands.
you all well. This is where I think the misconception is.
Okay.
I'm not saying that a man in my situation, I have a daughter. I'm not saying that the man cannot discipline my child.
Mm.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm actually saying the complete opposite. What I'm saying is, me and this man are going to have this conversation. Those questions are going to be asked prior to him even having an establishment with my child. I don't bring men around my child. I
course
don't
not.
That's
bring
what I
men
was,
around my
Of course
child.
not. Of course
and
not.
that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was asking
Of
for
course
clarity
not.
on.
But
I
we
don't
It
talking
never. The
But
about.
the
question
thing
never
is,
was
if
kind
we
of
in
asked.
that type of, if we have the type of relationship to where we moving in together or we're establishing a family, there's gonna be a talk to not only my partner, but there's also gonna be a talk with the child.
Hey,
So
y'all,
all
pause for a
of these
second.
things as a parent, you have to think about before jumping into these situations. And this is kind of why I said how I responded when it came to whose fault or not is it, because ultimately we always worried about everything but the child. Oh, I can't have a
But the
relationship with
child.
you
How
because
about how
of the
about
child. Everything
how
is
about not
about the
having a
child.
child with a man that you didn't see yourself marrying? How about that?
But at the
Oh,
end
no,
of the
we're not gonna
day,
talk
but
about
at
that
the
though.
end of the day,
That's absolutely taboo.
statistics
Taboo to
say,
even
but
talk
at the
about.
end of the day, statistics say you have more relationships with step parent to children than you do traditional versus non-traditional.
That's BS. I mean,
It's not.
maybe, but I
I
don't know.
got the stats, Neil. You can
Maybe
go.
I'm
I
not.
gave
I'm.
you the website. The stats is right
I'm not
there.
gonna
You
deny
have
that,
more
but I don't know.
relationships.
That's a little suspect. That's a little suspect. But listen. Real
You
quick,
think
y'all. No. But pause for a second, y'all. Um, re- two things. And I want to get overwhelming consensus from this. Yes or no? Abe wants to come back on and lend his opinion. I just want to know what y'all. Why did
Who
y'all?
that?
Bro, why you wait a whole
I'm
hour
asking.
in? This shit
No,
about to
Yeah,
be a
you.
whole nother
he
hour.
asked. He asked me. I just wanted to
bro,
ask y'all,
I'm
yay,
just
yay
not
or
gonna
nay.
say a word if he
Okay,
comes
okay,
on
cool.
here.
Okay, then we'll forego that. And I'm gonna play this video real quick, y'all. And I want to hear y'all thoughts. I want to hear y'all thoughts about this situation right here because it is pertaining to tonight's topic. You heard? All right, here we go. I mean, at some point. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, family Christian. No, you talking about you grown and you gotta go somewhere. I told him you don't understand. You ain't going no damn way. You go when you get ready. Man, I just feel at some point you need to make your own way. That's what I be want to walk through the house naked sometime, and there you go. So I mean, what No, if anything, you can go, not him. How about that? How about that? Bills in here. You don't tell me where I can go. The thing is, like, why do I gotta, this is my mama's house, like, why do I gotta leave my mama's house? Period. Man, you damn near 40 years old, damn near it's time to go. I mean, at what point? I'm 29 now. Well, that's pretty 10 but years away. When I met you was living with your mama. Man, please, I was in and out. Come on, man. Living with your mama. I was only 22 years old. Now you gonna tell me because he 29. I ain't getting up. I'm not getting up. Man, he got to go. I'm not going nowhere. Yes, well, you ain't gotta go nowhere. You know what? Damn it, I ain't gonna pay no bills either. Then, damn it. Now, how you feel about that? You don't want him to go? I won't pay the bills. He gonna continue to pay. He got to go, though, man. It's too much. See, we arguing and stuff about. But at the end of the day, all you gotta do is tell me to help. I ain't saying nothing. Like, man, you grown ass man. You supposed to know man, garbage overfill. You supposed to know to take that outside. Come on, man. I don't have to tell you all this stuff, man. The thing is, I'm barely here. So I'm barely making garbage. So if I gotta take the garbage out, I'm barely here. If I'm barely here, barely making garbage, barely making dishes, like, why would I gotta do anything? She gonna always make excuses for you, man. But right, he don't even be here. So what is you talking about? He don't be here like that. He come here, he sleep, and then he don't business the rest of the day. When he's here, he needs to help out. He needs to do some things. Well, I tell you what, productive. He ain't paying no bills, damn it, he gonna start paying some bills around. I ain't paying, but I gotta pay. I'd rather want to my mama out. But listen, my mama said I gotta pay no bills. I ain't paying no bills. You gotta pay. What I want him to.
All right. I think y'all get the point.
You always do that.
What I do?
Bring up.
What I do? What I do? What did I do?
This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Since we
Go
talking about the
ahead.
video,
Go ahead.
I'm not. She doesn't have
Y'all
any
some
respect
haters.
for the man.
Thank
The
you.
man is not going to the man is not going to respect him. Now, granted, if you 29
Thank
and you
you.
staying with your mom, like that's different. But I ain't gonna lie, Neil, you picked the worst video in the
That's
world.
different.
Hey,
Whoa,
can
whoa.
we-
Oh
it's
my gosh, y'all about to make
hey,
me flash out. Hold
you
on.
No, she.
the weak
Yo.
niggas. You do that all the time. You will pick weak men getting picked on by women and be like, "Oh, look at him. He weak."
Listen to
Yeah.
me. Yes,
Cause I
he
ain't gonna
is.
lie,
Listen,
he
JP.
29 and you still with your mama, boy.
Mhm.
We
You
can't.
29.
It's
we
funny. It's funny how you so quick to disparage the man, even though I agree with you that he is weak. But it's funny how your knee gut reaction is to
Neil,
disparage the man, though. But you don't want to say a damn thing about her mouth. You don't want to say one thing about her mouth.
You know why you can't
Regardless
never
how weak that man is, that woman has no business talking to him the way
as
she.
a man, you can't call
No.
yourself a man. You gonna let that woman step over you like that?
Oh,
She might
man.
as well not call
find
you
a
a
video
man.
See?
of a strong man getting disrespected because it won't happen.
Y'all, we are witnessing
Man
the
alive, I get
matriarchy.
up and
We
walk
are
right.
witnessing the matriarchy full effect right
It
now. This is
won't
the matriarchy
happen.
right here. It's the matriarchy. It's the matriarchy against me.
I bet you wouldn't be that man with the gray.
Hey,
I bet
Neil
you
funny.
wouldn't be that man with the gray, would you?
Neil
Would
funny.
you?
Yeah.
Would I be that man?
Are you gonna be that man with the gray or no?
I think every man has been that man in the
I ain't
gray
talking
once upon a
about
time
every
in
man.
their life.
I'm asking
Once
you a
upon a time
question.
in their life.
Would you
No,
be
no, no.
that man in the gray?
Every man starts off
Would you
until
be
a man.
into a video? Would you
Listen
be
to
that
me.
man in the gray? Yes or
Not
no?
today. No, not today, Des. But I'm saying every man at some point has been finessed. That's
Nah,
the
don't put that blanket statement
That
on.
okay.
That blanket
Okay.
statement over there.
Generally speaking, every man at some point in their life has been finessed. I don't give a damn what y'all say.
What do
Every
that
man
got
has
to
been
do with
finessed.
anything? What do that
That,
got to do
that,
with
that
Neil? Are you gonna be that man in the
that was
gray
a finesse.
or no?
Finesse. What is the
That
finesse?
was what is a finesse? That was the finesse at the all-time high. That was a finesse at the highest degree. Meaning she's got a man, secured a man that's gonna, regardless of what she does and what she says and how combative she is, she got a man that's gonna pay her bills, provide his resource, be a masculine presence. She's got a man locked in, a weak man, notwithstanding, nonetheless, but she has a man in that position. That is the biggest finesse ever.
Bro, they are
You kidding me?
They are common law married, bro. She knew this. She knew him since he was 20 something years old. The son is 29 years old now, Neil. You know how long they've been together? You know how long this man been weak? Do you know how long she has been stepping on his balls?
She knew.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Asha. If the shoe was on the other foot and a woman was being disrespected, oh yeah, everybody, JP, maybe even Escobar would jump to her rescue and humble in the situation. Y'all would definitely come to her rescue. Yeah, I know they would. This is the matriarchy, bro. I am up against the matriarchy.
Nah, it ain't that at all.
It's me against the world, y'all. Me against the Matrix.
Thank you, Tupac.
I'm just surprised at you.
I'm being so sincere.
I would say
but that's why I'm so surprised. Like
what? What are you surprised about?
I think the video in itself, like it shows two things in particular that kind of stands out. One, she definitely coddles her kid. I don't know. She sounded like she was even dating her kids. I think they say certain women have the tendency to try to groom their sons to be the men that they want them to be.
After the age of 7, a woman should not be coddling her children. After the age of 7.
I mean, unless you was
in psychology. Those are critical development years between the age of 1 and 7 are the critical development years. What you mean?
What should she be doing? Not coddling him. So what should she be doing?
Nurturing. She shouldn't be coddling. Don't conflate the two.
You talking about at the age of 29?
I'm asking because
I'm telling you, coddling is going to cripple him in the long run.
First of all, this woman don't have enough respect for her husband, let alone the son either.
No. Okay?
What?
Hell no. I said nope.
So, if if you look at the thing is, when you look at most situations, first of all, are all situations or even most of them even really like that? Like how often?
Wait, are you saying that? Are you saying in general, women don't mollycoddle their children?
No, women do coddle their
that's
sons.
What I'm asking you. After the age of 7, After the age of 7,
a woman will coddle her son. It don't matter how old.
Where do you think the term son husbands come from?
Listen, all women don't do that. Yes, you do have a good amount of women that do that, but as a man, we're talking about a man in a situation. A man would not allow that to take place. Either there's going to be a conversation of you getting your son right, maybe taking him to therapy, or seeing where that
he's gonna get his ass out. He's gonna get his ass out. 29 years old. You gotta go. See ya. Goodbye.
I think, to be quite honest, I do think for a man, 29 is too old to be at home.
Whoa.
I will agree there.
What age? Wait. What age do you think your son should be out of his house, out of the home, fly the coop, leave the nest? What age?
I would say
I don't think it's an age.
Oh no, let me hear her. Let me hear her.
Now, and it really shouldn't be an age because.
But you personally, Des, what would you say?
Personally, I would have literally between the ages of 25 and 28 years old.
Oh, she out her mind. Okay, y'all heard that, right?
25
you heard
and 28. You know why? Because
no man would stand by and accept that.
I would have high expectations for my son.
Oh, he getting his ass out.
I would have high expectations, and I would want my son to be at the earliest stage in his life as independent as he possibly can when he's going into the world that he's going into. So I'm not
25?
trying to wait.
28 is 28.
No. What about JP? What about 25?
25 is not bad. 25 is not bad.
25 to 28. You don't think your child should be out of the house?
She said 25, y'all.
25. I say 23 to 25. 25.
You have a 25-year-old grown ass man living in your house with you?
25, he can get off my.
But hold on.
You out your mind.
Neil. This is the thing, and this is the problem with the black community as a whole. We be so quick to kick them out, and they're not even fully prepared. The age of 25, I think they will be fully prepared. The reason why I say that is because either one or two things is really going on. Either I'm going to put them in a position where they own a business like myself, or they're going to have to already be completed college by that time, and they already got a career going. So 25 is good. Now, if after 25, you talking about 27, 28, brother, listen here. I done did everything I could for you. Better go get you a forklift job and try to get it out the mud on your own.
But
I'm going to do everything I can.
Again, but this is the thing. See, in hindsight, if you have a bunch of boys that don't have any direction, that don't have that fatherly figure, how many of them do you think by the age of 28 is really just going to be able to leave the house without having all of these extra problems?
Oh, I totally agree. That is a consequence of the woman, the mother, mollycoddling him, crippling him.
Yeah, but if there is a stable, functioning husband or fatherly figure, male figure, not no dude like the dude that we just seen in the video. If you have a man, let's say like you're a man, Neil.
Damn right.
You know how to teach, right? You know how
you ain't lying.
The man discipline. So you know how to do all of those things. So why not incorporate yourself in a situation to where you can actually act out the things that you say you do?
Nope, not doing that because
that means the boy won't have to be 28. He will be at the age of 25.
No. We talking about
because he's already had that manly figure that would make him.
But you are negating all of the you're negating all of the interpersonal dynamics that happened that led up to that point. And what I mean is that child may have a relationship with his father. He may be lacking in that department.
That's all the better.
Okay,
he has a relationship
okay,
with his father, but why not
but
have
that
multiple
relationship
relationships?
between the mother and the father, they may have already established arrangement of how they're going to parent their child, and that man, that outsider, cannot impose his authority on their pre-established arrangement.
It's how you impose the authority. Nobody is saying
It's
because
always
the
about how.
father is in the
It
light.
doesn't matter about how. It's about discipline. It doesn't matter about how. Discipline is going to come in all shapes and sizes.
It does, and that's what I'm saying to you. A man can have, just like, I don't know if you've seen the video of the boy who was trying to rob the man's house. The guy came outside with a shotgun and told the boy, "This is not what you want." The boy was there to rob him. I think he had a gun and everything. The man, mind you, this kid is coming to this man's house to rob his house. The guy comes outside with a shotgun and said, "Bro, I'm gonna let you in here and talk to you. Put the gun down." He told him, "Put the gun
I
down."
get it, Des. You think that men? Okay,
and talk to you.
I get it. I get it. You
Or the
believe
boy
that
in the
good
house
men
and
should
had
be
a
the advocates.
conversation. Something
Okay.
like that. Just the mere partial
Okay,
conversation.
but Des.
That type of a child is something else. Neil,
But Des, okay, Des, I get it. I fundamentally understand where you're coming from because you sort of alluded to this last time when we were talking about this. You think good men, good masculine providers, good male role models should step up and contribute to the decadence that has pervaded our society, our community, the quote unquote black community. You think black men should do that? My thing is, sure, they probably should, but is it an obligation? Hell no.
well,
It is not an obligation.
I'd rather teach my daughter the Bible than to send her to a school and let any teacher up there teach her the Bible.
That's why I don't agree with the community. Children should be raised by a village. Not today.
At the end of the day, we
Not no village today.
The fact that our children, Neil, if I sent my daughter to my best friend's house, my best friend may not teach her the Bible, but she may teach her parts and traits of being a woman. You know what I'm saying? She may tell her things maybe my daughter is not comfortable telling me, because that happens too with kids. But what I'm saying is, if you don't give them or allow them the room to have somebody else other than you, then they have a larger, there is a larger possibility that they may stray. You want to surround your children by people because they're going to be around people anyway. You want to surround your kids. And if I know my child is bad as shit, I need to find somebody who knows how to help my child, not beat them, but help them.
Do you think all men? Do you think most women have that mentality today?
Most women may not, but that's the point of
may
teaching
not,
them so that they can. Neil.
Oh, so we got to teach the women and the children.
Why not?
I mean, but
What you mean? Why not? Because women are who have children are full-grown adults with free will and free agency. They consciously made a decision to have a child. Therefore, it's your responsibility. Word up.
but at the end of the day, right? Men
But you
are still
complain
held
about them not
accountable.
having fatherly figures.
Yeah. Men are
I'm not
still held
complaining about that. I'm simply saying what it is, the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation is women gonna keep clapping them cheeks. They're gonna keep clapping them cheeks. Regardless of whether or not there's gonna be men on the foreground that's gonna be their security net.
Cheeks, bro. Like
I'm keeping it real. They're gonna listen, Des, they're gonna keep clapping the cheeks. JP, they're gonna keep clapping the cheeks regardless of whether or not there's gonna be men to be their security net. They're gonna do what they want to do. Women have made it abundantly clear that they are going to do what they want to do, regardless of what a man has to say. Men have been rendered obsolete. Men like me, men like JP, men like Escobar, I'm saying men like me, men like JP, we are rendered obsolete. Our voices are drowned out by the degeneracy and by these women's crazy ideas that They got it all under control when they keep breeding the same old vicious cycle over and over and over again. And me being the asshole, I have to be the asshole to point it out. Hey, ladies, you guys are kind of going about this wrong. You should probably do something different. And oh, you're just an asshole. You hate women because what? I'm pointing out the reality.
You'll teach her,
I'm pointing out the reality. If I got to be the asshole to point out the objective reality, then I'll be that asshole. Forget it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
What are you about to say?
Who?
Bob was about to say something, man.
Go ahead, Escobar.
No, what I was saying was, at the end of the day, like everybody play a role, bro, within the community. Whether we like the role that we play, anything like that, the ultimate goal is to get a W for the black community. We need it. We can sit up here and go back and forth. We can say who's wrong. We could point the finger. We could do all that. But who's really going to be the ones to step up to the plate? Because everybody play a role. Everybody should be held accountable for some shit. I don't give a fuck what it is. That's just me being real with you. Like, we can sit up here and say, man, well, she did this and I mean, that's some female type stuff, pointing the finger just in general all the way across the board. Let's just step up to the plate and just make this shit happen, get a W. Because every other community, they getting W's, but they get the blueprint from us. We strayed away from the blueprint, and we doing everything else except sticking to the same
because the black community refuses.
Excuse, bro. Ain't no excuse, bro.
Black community refuses to assimilate. They refuse to assimilate to American culture.
But that's the thing. It has to.
We don't have a unique black community anymore, and I promise you, I stand on that.
Unique community because we're not trying to fix or build it. You want a good community? It takes work. It takes education. Like I said, kids.
I'm not about to be the cleanup man. I don't know about y'all. I ain't about to be no cleanup man.
You gotta be the cleanup man, Neil. I'm gonna tell you why you gotta be the cleanup man, because it has to take some type of cleaning up to be done. Shoot, you need somebody to clean that doggone kitchen in your career too, though, bro.
Okay, Escobar. So Escobar. I'm gonna put this on your shoulders. 60. Everybody in the chat. I went over these stats last time. Pay attention. This is the result and the consequence of single mother homes. 60% of the youth suicides, 90% of the homeless and runaways, 85% of children who show behavior disorders, 80% of the rapists with anger problems, 71% of the high school dropouts, 70% of the youth, 70% are in youth operated institutions, 80% of all youth are in prison. These are a consequence of coming and living in a single mother home. You asking me to come in with my Mr. Clean on and clean up? You tripping.
You know, I'm not tripping.
I'll get myself a dime.
I cannot believe him.
But let me ask you this. So let me ask you.
Hold on, wait. First of all, I ain't taking Neil serious at all. So I get the stats, but realistically speaking, bro, like we do have strong men that have been tired within the community, and then you got other women are the same exact way. I ran into a guy at the gym the other day. He's a guy, and I see him sparring all the time. Like, they lifting weights. This man is over there on the bag, and it was an older gentleman. And I literally just asked this man one question, and he had so much of a wealth of knowledge to give. And it was like, I'm sitting up here like, bro, I really just asked you one question, but the knowledge that I was able to get from him, because he wants to. So you have men out there that want to give different advice and stuff like that, but they haven't been put in those positions.
No.
But here's the thing, though. They need platforms in order to do
it. Bro. What does the community do?
Something has to be created. Because if not, bro, we're going to have to still deal with white supremacy. We're going to have to still deal with
what does the black community do with any sort of man or any man that comes to drop and bestow wisdom upon their fragile egos? What does the black community how do they respond? They castigate them. All of the
like this. You're too damn black to be feeling like this.
No. I listen, black ain't got a dick.
Like this,
listen, first and foremost, let's qualify something, JP. Let's qualify something. What the hell does black do?
Huh?
I said, let's qualify. What does black do?
What you mean,
bruh?
He said I'm too black. He said I'm too black for this.
Conditioned to think everything black was bad. I just had this conversation earlier. Black cats, they supposed to give you bad luck. You wear all
Which
black
is
to
wrong.
funerals. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that isn't true. It's
Yeah,
It's
actually
all
the
the way wrong.
complete opposite.
you hate your black skin because
I never heard that shit before a day in my life.
Huh?
I never heard that in my life.
What?
I think we are in a society today right now, JP, that is absolutely overcorrecting the sins of the past. They are overcorrecting. There's so many privileges and so many opportunities blacks are given today that they are so invested in this grievance victim mentality, invested in this grievance mentality that everything has to do every single obstacle has to be due to some sort of racism for prohibiting them from progressing in their life.
But
Bullshit.
you're speaking what you missing out on, Neil. This is the part that you're missing out on, bro. Slavery didn't end not too long ago, Bubba. So you got to deal with the Trump.
Slavery in 1865, bro.
Bro. But listen to what I'm saying. Trauma
and
within
for
the
blacks.
community. You looking at it from the perspective on the outside looking in, even though you're actually inside looking out. And what I mean by that is, bro, like if you look at it, the people that are complaining about all this stuff, look how much damage they done already done. They done did all this damage to us for all this given point in time and years. It's
Ask
like
about who are these people?
What do you mean, white people? Just in general, like
It's white people.
If we keep it a
so
beat,
white people. Okay, there we go. The boogeyman. All right, JP, you agree with that?
What?
What he said? It's the white man. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
Hey, it's PTSD.
It is.
Oh my
God! It ain't what it used to be. It ain't.
Y'all mofos acting like we suffered through war
It's not what
times.
it used to be. You are correct.
We did suffer through war times.
Ancestors. I would lend that credibility to our ancestors, not your black ass today. Stop it.
We're going through.
Y'all are robbing. Y'all
went through just in modern times.
Yes. Y'all are robbing. Y'all are robbing the struggles of our ancestors to justify your pseudo moralistic stances today. Which is bullshit.
What I'm saying is, if you see that happening, you can choose to fix the problem or do exactly what you're doing right now and talking about
tell the truth.
Not fixing it. Like
I'm telling the truth.
I'm just not even understanding you right now.
Dispelling all of the lies and the false narratives that black people perpetuate to each other every day, like y'all trying to do with me. Not gonna work. But go ahead.
Oh my God.
I'm listening.
I don't believe in the race thing. I don't. I really.
Oh, now he wants to be honest. Finally he wants to be honest. Finally.
That's why our community is the way it is. There are multiple variables,
but it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to me.
Does any sort of obstacles or barriers that you have in your life? It is self-inflicted. It is self-inflicted in 2023.
I've been a victim of racism.
Okay, but that doesn't extrapolate to the vast general public. Like everybody experienced it. You did, not everybody.
No,
not me.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to dismiss the fact that it happens. It may not happen to everybody.
Isolated pockets. Des. Okay, so racism is not. There's no systemic barriers holding you back from progressing. There's nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if you can give me one thing there is, I will shut my mouth right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, where's my cricket sound? Where's my crickets at? Hold on.
No.
Let me get my crickets.
Because no. Because you know what I know? If you look at our political system right now, I would never be president. I would never be.
Oh, yeah, you would.
As a woman?
Oh, yeah, it's likely.
A woman or because you black?
If I was the smartest woman alive right now and I ran for president, I wouldn't do it.
But that's not going to be suitable for the world.
Well, it would be suitable for the world.
No,
nobody's nobody's voting for a woman. We don't want a woman president. We don't want it.
No, I'm also going to say it makes it.
You didn't even vote for a woman president.
Listen, if in the housing market, in the financial market, It plays a role. Yes, we can go out here and get sponsorships. Yes, we can go out
See what
here
I'm
and
saying?
get loans. Yes, we can go out here and do all of this.
See what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Now,
However,
it wasn't like that always.
the system
Jesus.
wasn't set up in the beginning for me to win. I just
All right,
had
cool,
to find
cool,
the
cool, cool,
loopholes
cool.
in they-
That was
in
the
order
beginning
to
of the
do it.
story. So let's talk about now.
What?
That was the beginning. Let's talk about
That's
now.
not the be. Is that what you mean? That's not the beginning. Neil,
But
what is,
win-
Neil,
but
what are you
winning
talking
at-
Hold on. See, this is the problem. Excuse my language, everybody. I apologize. This is the problem. We initially got on this panel to talk about the dynamics of being a stepfather, whether or not it's beneficial, right? Look where we are. This right here is indicative of how
It's
typical
very
conversations
it would be
go.
very beneficial to be a stepfather.
Listen, this is indicative of how typically most conversations go within the barbershop, within the locker room, within the basketball court, within the salon. These are why these conversations have zero resolution. It's because we start one place, and next thing you know, we in the weeds, meandered off to somewhere far and beyond.
Very beneficial to be a stepfather.
Hell no.
Very beneficial.
Hey, I done told you plenty times, bruh. If you don't, again, you keep advocating for men to tell a woman, shut up, let me lead. Bruh, you ain't stopped that girl from talking yet and leading your panel to stay in the same direction. If you stop her in her track,
See, okay, so let me.
But my thing is, I already answered your question.
So pause. Hold on.
And I'm trying to get a backup.
You got to stop.
Let's hone in on what JP saying.
So much power when it comes to the conversation.
Let's hone in on what JP saying. So, Dez, you agree with that? That I don't have you in check. Do you agree with JP just said? Is that Neil? You advocating that men should be at the should be the forerunners?
I think you holding your own, Neil.
Are you damn right I am? Word up to my mother.
You holding your own.
So how did we get here then? How did we get here? We have been going off of the rails for a while, but we just sitting here again. You wanted to start off with the 29-year-old child. We stayed there. All right. But how did we get here? Once we get triggering her with certain things,
stop that, JP. Don't swoop in and save her and try to don't even do that. Don't even do that. She can handle and stand on her own. She can handle her own.
This is why we need to have the conversations in the beginning, because I feel like we can categorize something, but there are multiple variables that make up the characterization of what we're talking about.
I'm trying to present those variables. And one of the variables is that a woman with a child that's older and got baggage, she ain't got no negotiation power. So therefore, she need to present something extraordinary to that man to where he wants to be it. He wants to partake in that situation. He needs to. And I told you, and JP thought I was being a misogynist, and I told you exactly what it was. Shut your damn mouth up and let me run the show.
This is a man's world.
So what I took from that is what you want to be able to do. What you want to be able to do is discipline the child physically.
No, I'm saying I'm simply saying if the situation permits, that man should be able to discipline that child. If it permits. Now I'm talking about contrary to your parental style and you totally disagree with it. You shut your mouth up and you follow that man's program. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, if it's necessary, Neil.
That's what I'm saying. If it's necessary. Now I said
that from the beginning. I told you, I think a man should be able to discipline a child.
Okay, so then fantastic.
How he goes about doing it is the issue. As a stepdad,
see, there she go. That right there. That right when she says
you have a position.
When she says it's about how you do it, that is a very charged statement. That is fully compact with a bunch of gray area and ambiguous terms. What that is saying is based upon how I feel you should be disciplining him. No, hell no. This ain't got nothing to do with your feelings. This got something to do with I'm the man and I'm gonna institute discipline. And you're gonna fall back. How about that?
No. If I'm
See,
in a
y'all talking about,
relationship with a man,
I'm keeping it real.
with a man, I would hope that he had not only himself together, but his child together enough to where I don't have to have that issue. I can still be a mother-like figure in that boy's life or that little girl's life without having to perform physical discipline to them. I can sit the child down and have a talk with them. I can take their phone from them. I can.
Do you think there's ever a situation, Des, where it warrants physical discipline? Let's just go there. Do you think that there's ever a situation that warrants a man to physically discipline that child?
Bruh,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
I think when it comes to boys 15 to 18, it's you get the rumbling. You do. I think,
And
but
that's
girls,
why I
I think
say
girls
yes.
are different. I don't think you have to. I think when it comes to girls, it's a
Just
different.
talk to
It's with structure, and mothers discipline they kid. Mothers don't hold back when it comes to teenage girls. You can say
No, they
that
don't.
you ain't got the when it your child 13 now. Wait till she starts to 14, 15, get to 9th grade, and yeah. But with boys, stepfather or not, from 14 to 18. You got to get the rumbling. You got
I'm
to.
putting my
I
foot in
mean,
your ass.
and I
Right.
don't care how good. It's not even about the child being disrespectful. It's still about a boy just doing what he wants to do when he wants to do it and when he feels like doing it. And you have to just get the rumbling with that. That's just all it is. It's not with just abuse. It's sometimes when you start to peak at us in manhood or young men stage.
You don't respect your mom.
You don't respect your mom. You're not disrespectful.
You don't fear her.
But
You don't fear her.
her authority.
No.
You don't fear her authority. That's the difference. And with girls, you feel like you her equal. That's why sometimes when you come with hood boogers, when it comes to single mothers with daughters, we have hurt single mothers who compete with their daughters. They are insecure about their daughters because they start to fear their daughter beginning to be better than them. They're gonna still hold their daughters back. You see some women, some single hood booger women, when it comes to their daughters, they're insecure, thinking that their daughters are trying to get at the stepfather and stuff like that. You run into things like that. Once
Competition.
a certain age hit,
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about that.
Women with single
We
women
didn't
and
even
their
talk about
daughters,
that.
it's more of competition rather than a stepfather and his son.
Yo,
No matter
we didn't
what
even
fathers,
talk
they
about that.
always want their boys to be better than who.
What
they-
about the looming? What about the looming potentiality of that woman accusing that man of doing something inappropriate with her daughter? That is also another I would say a deterrence
Listen,
as to why men should think
properly vet-
strongly consider about getting with a woman with children.
Listen,
We already talked about the boys. In regards to the daughters, how many of these allegations, and I'm not trying to diminish the validity of allegations out there that has merit. I'm simply saying that some of these, not all of these damn allegations are valid. Sometimes the children misperceive things and the mother may interpret it and her motherly protective instincts kick in and she distort the whole situation and it gets really ugly real fast. So just that liability alone, that risk alone, you mean to tell me you would
about a particular group of people.
Wow.
You're talking about
You ain't never heard of the Me Too movement?
what?
Haven't you heard of the Me Too movement?
I've heard, but I didn't
See, she don't even know. That was a whole movement launched in 2005. All these women, me too. I've been assaulted. Me too. And most of the time, these women
the
are just
average woman has been assaulted. But
no. That's not true. That's not true.
It is true.
It's not statistic. No, statistically, it's not true.
Listen, whether she was physically, verbally, it doesn't matter. Assault is a part of our
Yeah, I know
life.
it's an arbitrary ass term that so long as a woman define it, it makes sense. I get it.
Why I said when you properly vet the people that you're dealing with, then some of these situations are suppressed. You only talking about hood people and hood.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I already gave you the stats. 80% of women file. 80% of women file. Initiate divorces. It goes up to 90% if that woman is educated. Look at the stats. Everybody in the chat, fact check me right now.
Neil, based off of what?
It's always about what? It's always about what? How about the fact of the matter is, till death do you part.
These women are
listen to death. Listen, no, they're getting divorced because of the no fault divorce laws that are enacted, which favors the woman, whereas the woman can have any sort of irreconcilable difference with that man and leave her marriage and exit her marriage.
He's going to know about the child prior to marriage.
I'm simply saying I'm not speaking solely to the demographic of low educated or low vibrational women. I'm speaking to the vast generality, and that plurality of women includes and not limited to educated women as well. And that's word up to my daddy.
I think he is gone completely.
How am I gone? And everything I've said, it's not conjecture. Everything I've said, I've been substantiating with facts and evidence.
As a humanitarian and as a mother who actually really does enjoy being a mother, I see a lot of children, and in my mind, I want to help as many children as I can. I don't care if they my kids or not. Do I have to do it? Am I obligated to? No. But
listen,
morally,
guys,
it's the better thing. If we want to sit and talk about why kids, we're not talking about why grown folks is out of hand. We're talking about why kids is out of hand.
You want to know why you want to know why
or the fatherly figure together.
Because women are validating single mother homes as families. They are calling single mother homes families.
What do that got to do with a man taking the lead and putting himself in a position to where he can better help the kids instead of just watching them go down the drain? I'm not saying that men should not do that. I'm simply saying it is incumbent upon that woman to present herself as an extraordinarily virtuous woman, and that she's willing to do X, Y, and Z, etc., to prove to this man she's willing to follow his lead. Women today do not possess that mentality. They believe, take me as I am. Prove me wrong. They say my kids come first. That's what they say. Is that not true? Thank you. Hold up. Let me. Oh, snap. Hold up. I'll wait. And that's word to my mama. I did want to play this last clip, but any of you guys have any? Okay, go ahead, Des. Go ahead. Say what you got to say. All right, JP. I'm very disappointed in you.
Listen, I'm sorry. The truth is a bitter pill to swallow. But unfortunately, that is the reality. Stepdaddy season is over. Stepdaddy season is over because of all the aforementioned issues that I've already described to you guys. Because of it's essentially a liability to take on a woman with children. And my thing is, this is no slight to single mothers. My thing is, I believe and I want them to have a man to lead them and to guide them. I genuinely want that to happen. But my thing is, you have to do not present yourself as a damn plate of steak and asparagus on a trash can lid. Do not say, take me as I am. You have to present yourself in a manner that's appealing. We are the consumers. The men are the consumers. You can't chastise the consumer because he don't want to eat your food. If anything, you want to do is you want to correct whatever it is, and adhere to what the customer wants. And the men are the customers.
I swear to God, you just
And that's word to my mama.
Bruh, she be giving you what you need to just move on, and you will still just come back and poke and just won't.
I'm not just you tripping. You
just gotta just drive it home.
I just stated
for somebody to submit and shut their mouth.
See, JP, you think I got some ulterior motive here? Are you tripping?
One more time.
I do.
You think I got some?
I think you dislike women.
There she go.
You got to drive it home, girl.
Oh my God. You understand when he does this, when he go into this mood, Des, what he's saying is, I'm being too harsh. This is what he's trying to convey to you.
No, it's not. Do
you agree with that, Des?
But she said,
am I being too harsh for the fragile, feeble minds of the women out there? Am I just being brutally honest right now?
Nuts.
Say what?
I think you're nuts.
Whatever, man. I'll tell you one thing. I am a man, and a man is a very foreign creature in this current modern age. A man is not something you see on a regular. I tell it like it is, and I give you the unvarnished truth. Unfortunately, ladies, stepdaddy season is over. Up until you decide to change your mentality and accept the fact you are at a deficit and you don't have the same leverage or negotiation power that you had at 24 years old, your ass better step it up.
10 to 8 in the 10 to 8 range or the 7 and below? Where are the real men at?
There's very few. There's very few. They telling you all the comforting lies that these Negroes be telling you all night.
Where are the good men? Are they in between that 10 to 8 or that 7 and below?
I'm not understanding your barometer. What do you mean?
The good men.
The good men, I told you, they're few far in between.
All of this that don't have the kids that do this and that. Are they?
I already gave you the stats on that last week. 54%. I already gave you the stats on that last week, dear.
I'm asking you my own question. Are the good men in between the 10 to 8 range or the 7 and below, Neil?
The good men, if they're going to be on a scale, the rank and file good men is going to definitely be above average, which is above 5. Yes.
Okay.
And the average, and like I said, the average man is overlooked by the average woman because she believes that she is a goddess, a queen, and how dare you think I would subject myself to a man who works at Walmart as a supervisor? How dare you think I'm going to lower my standards to be with that man? Are you kidding me? The average woman believes she is above the average men.
8 to 10 range, or is he the 7 and below?
What do you mean?
Because from what you said, the 10 to 8 range are the Pookies and all of these men that got all of this money and wealth. But
no, that's a small percentage of men. Already. Listen.
Below are the ones that you claim aren't getting the women, aren't having the kids. They aren't.
Oh, we're talking about that scale. Yeah, 54% of black men are single and childless. Yup, we already talked about. Actually, it's 55%. I looked at the stats again.
40% of men that you're talking about, those 40% of men, are they in between the 10 to 8 range or the 7 and below?
The men that are single and childless, or the men at the top?
The 40% men that you're talking about, are they from the 10 to 8 range or the 7 and below?
I don't know, JP. What is she asking me? Maybe I'm slow. I'm not understanding what you're asking. Are you asking if the men that are good and steadfast, they take care of their business, they're competent, they're successful, where do they fall? Are you asking me that?
Where do
those men are naturally at the top of the freaking totem pole?
But you said the ones at the top are the ones that all of the women want. They're the
yes.
Also the ones
but you have to look. There's a multi.
That's not doing right. That's what you
listen.
said.
But understand this. You have to understand something about female nature. Women are aroused by listen, the things that women are aroused by, the things that women are attracted to are socially incongruent to societal norms. Meaning the things that you, Des, are attracted to is politically incorrect. You don't want those soft beta men. You don't want those guys, the 70%, 80% of men. You want that man to lead, guide, and protect. So what is that man? What is the mentality of that man at the top? That man, he don't want no single mothers. That man don't want no chick with no high body count. That man don't want no damn woman that's mouthy and combative and masculine. Those men have standards. Those men will have sex with you and whisper sweet nothings in your ear and tell you how much you make him feel good, but he will never marry you and give you his last name. He'll never give you his last name. Never.
Crazy to me.
I'm keeping it real. Those men will give you platonic lies and have you as a permanent appliance installment, meaning you'll be doing all the wifely duties, but you'll never be upgraded to wife. Ever. And I am keeping it so real with you right now. Nobody else is going to tell you this. I'm telling you the absolute truth. These guys will keep you on a sex hamster wheel, but never make you their wife because they already made a decision in their mind. The moment they met you, I'm not taking her serious.
Well,
men are that calculated.
He would.
Huh?
Maybe if he was a stepdad, he would.
Stop the cap.
Okay, anyway. All right. We're gonna close this thing out, guys. We've been rocking it for 2 hours. I'm gonna let Escobar, I'm gonna let you close it out, and then I'm gonna let you have your closing statement, JP, and then Dez, and I'll close it out.
All right, I would just say, let's be the unity in the community, man, and just come together as a people, regardless of the position of the role that's being presented, and try to make our community actually be a community instead of having so much separation and division amongst everything else. That's all I got to say.
All right, JP.
To see a change, be the change, baby. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I better see your ass out there in the community too.
I ain't got to be out in the community, dog.
And I ain't talking about this neither.
I ain't got to be out in the community, man. I mean, I do what I need to do, but
that's what Dad said we should do. We should get out there in the community and advocate.
I mean, nah, you ain't got to get out there. I mean, that bro, the community we in the community wherever we go, man. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, your light gonna shine wherever you go, man. I don't feel like I got to do community service at the community center.
Black people in such an identity crisis. I think the moment we listen, and you guys ever heard or know anybody that's ever been an Alcoholic Anonymous? The first thing they have to do is accept responsibility. They have to accept I am an alcoholic. And the first thing the Black community has to do is accept that there is no community. There is no community. We have to accept that and start there, and then we can move on and progress. But we still all in this denial phase. Oh, we all in the community need to come together. Nah, it's not happening.
Until you get yourself together.
It's too fractured.
You can't be the help to anybody else. And that's just how I feel. And until I feel I'm right with myself, I can't be right for I can't give anything to nobody else right now. You know what I'm saying? More extra than what I can give right now. I can't go over and beyond what I feel that I can give. But,
so are you saying that men should step up to be stepfathers? Yes or no?
Hey man, if that's what you want to do.
No, generally, would you advise your son to step up and be a stepfather?
I mean, it just depends on how many kids she got.
Oh, it depends. Look at this one. I'm trying to be safe. Go ahead, Des.
Just whatever.
I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life.
Don't say that, Des.
Nope, I said it. This is a lie.
See what I mean?
Like,
See what I mean?
The expectations of what men are now than what they were, like
you're the same.
When I look at old TV shows, brothers, uncles, fathers, they had relationships not just with their kids, but their kids' friends and they kids' friends. everybody know that one lady down the street, the candy lady, everybody could go there and get a teaching from her. You know what I'm saying? Or that old man down the street or whatever that fixed cars. Like, I grew up where I saw men teaching men, and I still till today see it. Like, I see men teaching men other than kids that's their own. So for me, and I've seen how it has been beneficial, and these are not even step kids. It's beneficial without even being your child or stepchild. There are a lot of benefits that come to it, just like with marriage. So this idea that, oh, I want a better community, and we got all of these baby kids running around, like I said before, they don't come out the womb 30 and educated. And if it's not no man that's going to step up, not wait for a woman, not do this, if a man isn't going to step up to help that child, then you just letting them do what they've been doing. That's just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel. It might not be right, and I guess everybody in the comments may not agree. I really don't even care. But I would try to help any and every child I can. It's sometimes just talking to them is the benefit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just talking to them is the benefit. But all of us don't want to play that role or that position to receive the reward that comes with teaching a child. Or trying to be, you don't even have to be a step parent. You could just be a figure to the child, and that's a benefit. You know what I'm saying? But
okay,
Neil, you don't care about that.
So, contrary to what she is saying right now, I absolutely think that would be a listen, do I want a world where do I want a world where there is a community of, where we can exchange cultural resources, we can all provide and have a cohesion and be there for each other? Do I want that? Yes, I do. I believe once upon a time prior to 1960, that's what we had. 85% marriage rates, families were intact. That was what worked. And you know how it worked? Because the undergirding principle beneath all of that was that we subscribed to American culture, nuclear families. We knew and we fundamentally understood that families are the fundamental backbone of any society. Do I want that to happen and come back? Yes, I do. Absolutely do. I do want that. And again, I wouldn't mind advocating or helping out or giving some advice and wisdom to a child or anyone that wanted some guidance. Sure, I'm all for that. But the problem is, post 1960, feminism has literally taken its roots in the minds of a lot of our women today, and you hear the typical mantra.
I don't need a man. I'm independent. I'm doing for myself. I'm taking care of me and my kids.
So, with that being said, when you hear women are absolutely repudiating the masculine, the male authority, and absolutely denying the fact that they need that masculine presence and they need that masculine authority to guide them and to lead them. When you hear women refusing to submit themselves to that, how can I fix that? I can't. So the only thing I can do, the only proposition that I can lend is to tell women the truth. This is where you stand. You ain't that damn special. Your shit stank just like everybody else. Stop thinking you are this God, this deity to where men are supposed to reverence at your feet because you can birth a child. No damn way. Men and women had to toil throughout history for years. Men and women both have been oppressed. It's not about all women. We both had to struggle. We both had to have had our feet in the mud. You think a man that's working 80 hours a week, going to the coal mine, is thinking about oppressing his woman? No, he's not. He's thinking about getting back home to his family. I am 100% for families. That's what I want to rebuild. But it starts with the man, and it starts with that woman following that man's lead, following that man's leadership. But unfortunately, we got so many loosey-goosey women out here that want to just pop, lock, and drop it and give it up to whoever, to the pookies, to the little small percentage of men, because guys in the chat, I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna keep on saying this till it really hits home for y'all. Remember, here are these numbers: 54% of black men are single and childless. 30% of black men are married. So that's a small percentage of men responsible for the lion's share of the children. Yet the good men are responsible for correcting those degenerates. We got to go and sit down and educate these idiots. How about this, ladies? How about y'all close y'all legs first and foremost? Require more from a man other than his his eggplant size. How about y'all require more and raise y'all standards and look for a man of character? Look for the man that would resemble your grandfather. Look for a man that will resemble your father. Look for a man of character. And if we keep on negating this and skating past this and whistling past to get grave, like women don't have no part to play in this, then we not going to get anywhere. I swear to you, because I promise you, we have 40, 50, 60, 70 years of besmirching men about how stupid they have been lately. And unfortunately for black men, and if you look up the stats, 64% of black men are in the middle class. 2.4 million black men are millionaires. Black men are stepping their game up because they have observed their uncles, their brothers, their cousins, men that have been through the damn system, men that come back and impart the stories and the travesties that they had to experience dealing with a crazy ass baby mama. We learn from each other. The difference is between men and women is men see themselves in younger men. Women see themselves as younger women. That's why they compete with each other. They don't want to impart that information. Don't be a hoe. No, in fact, what they're going to do is they're going to isolate themselves and say, no, I don't roll with that. But she can do that. That's her life. Let her live her best life.
Ooh, shit, boy.
No, that's bullshit. How about that's wrong? It's degenerate. It's immoral. It's sick. And it needs to be repudiated.
It's funny how you'll sit here and say that.
Hold on, we're down to Marco. Let me get my.
It's funny how he would sit here and say that whole time. You're not going to accredit the men that's out here doing that to these women, and all of them.
I just said we had 70 years of Maury Povich, Oprah, The Color Purple. All of this media reinforces to men and where they're inadequate at. Men are reinforced by reality itself. If you are fat, lazy, bum, living in your mama's basement, you ain't getting no hoes. You're not getting any women. But a woman who's fat, obnoxious, crass, rude, combative, she can still pull a simp. She can still pull a simp anytime. Okay. Because women are always going to be rewarded. There's always a security blanket, always a cushion there for her to fall back on. As a matter of fact, men pay more in taxes. Why do you think we have the Social Security net that we have today? It's because women can rely upon the taxes of men to pay for their Section 8, pay for their cash assistance, pay for their government housing. But we ain't going to talk about that because that's just way too deep. But y'all expect the men, the good men, the small percentage of good men to come in and reconcile for the issues of women's poor reproductive choices. And these degenerate pookies that know they got unlimited options because they look a certain way. Man, y'all ain't gonna play me. Y'all ain't about to play me. I'm not falling for the fallacy. I just don't fall for it. I've heard this shit all over again. And I used to believe that too. I used to believe we all need to come together, kumbaya. I used to believe that. I used to have the dashiki on and all that dumb stuff. Black power. All that's bullshit. It's all BS. It don't mean nothing. We talk about it. It don't do nothing. It has nothing. It has no bearing in practical life. It doesn't push the needle forward. What pushes the needle forward is holding the mirror up at you, man, and holding the mirror up with you, woman. That's what pushes the needle forward. And that's real talk. All right, guys. So we're gonna close it out with that, guys. I appreciate that. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that little rant, right? Oh, damn, my mic going in, and I'm gonna put. Listen, we're gonna be back here on Thursday. JP, it's your turn to come up with that with the topic. Hopefully, she'll be good, guys. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like, comment, and all that good stuff. Let me read some of these chats real quick. Oh shit! Look at this. See, man, I swear, it just doesn't. It just never ceases to amaze me. Rock, you should be telling men to step it up too. We aren't high value just because of our nut swing. I'm not. No, bro, that's not what I'm saying. Don't misinterpret what I said, DP. Asha says,
DP. That's
yeah,
it.
DP. He is simp. So I'm just playing DP. I'm just playing. He ain't a simp. Asha says, "Rock, excuse me. You spitting, but laugh out loud. It's black. It's still black power though. Yeah, okay. You can go holler at Dr. Umar for that shit. You see what he talking about? He still ain't even got his school up and running. Lee, when black women submit, they become irrelevant in their minds. Yeah, it's a curse word. Use that word submission to a black woman. It'll be tantamount as if you were throwing holy water at them. Literally. Anyways, guys, so that's it for tonight. I know we carried on a little bit more longer than what I expected, but I appreciate every last one of y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like the video. Leave a comment, guys. It helps pushes the algorithm out into the YouTube. We want to get these conversations going because you got all these fake ass YouTube podcasters out there, and they're not getting to the grit, to the meat of the topics that we talking about right now. Now the stuff right now that we talk about, we may not always agree, and that's fine. But I think what the value is that we able to have this conversation, because I think we tiptoe around these kind of discussions, and sweeping it under the rug never helps the problem. It's never going to bring any resolution to just sweep it under the rug. So as Desiree's opinion, JP's opinion, and Escobar's opinion is just as valuable as mine, you all's opinion in the chat is valuable as well. So I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are here back again on Thursday. I don't want to be sending out these text messages to all y'all. Make sure y'all got that notification bell ring, and that's how we gonna rock it. All right, guys. Let me get my stuff situated. All right. Until next episode, we'll holler at y'all. Oh, real quick before y'all go, Escobar, tell them real quick where to find you, bro.
You can find me on Instagram, Escobar_Sinatra.
JP.
FWM _podcast on Instagram. FWM _podcast TikTok.
And Miss Dez.
Desi DC on Instagram. Desiree AC on Facebook.
Okay. All right, guys. Until next episode, we'll holler at y'all.